Welcome, seekers of the unknown, as we pull back the veil between the living and beyond. Unraveling questions that plague our minds, and oftentimes presenting the evidence that may prove them true. Let us take you on a journey where paranormal becomes normal, and where what is right behind you just might be echoes of the afterlife or something more. But fair warning, once you step into the supernatural with us, you might just stay haunted.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Stay Haunted.
Happy Monday night.
Happy Monday.
Welcome.
Happy Monday evening, everybody.
Monday.
Yay, it's Monday.
Well, Todd's face looks sarcastic. Happy Monday evening.
Yeah, it's Monday nights are always awesome because we get to do this.
Yes,
That's right. We get to hang out.
The only good thing about Monday nights.
It's the only good thing about Monday nights.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, other than Monday's over.
Yeah.
Other than that,
You don't work Mondays, so
I don't work Mondays.
Yeah,
Right.
no,
You were-
thank
yeah,
you
you-
off Monday.
Yeah.
Monday's like
True.
rainbows and sunshine for Carmela and Audra because they have off.
Yeah, that's right.
Rainbows.
Oh, you fart rainbows? Nice. Do you fart rainbows, Audra? I don't know.
Yes, you
Nice.
does.
Never tell.
All right.
I don't look when
He does. Well, check it out next time. See what happens.
Check it out.
you need some help.
That's
But thanks to everybody in chat for being here. We do have a special evening, a couple special guests.
Yes.
So, but before we get to them, who goes first?
You.
Us. All right.
Yeah, you go first.
I always ask you. I always beat you to the punch.
No, you go first.
How was your weekend?
What did you do this weekend?
Friday, I was home on Friday, so I had quiet time on Friday.
Oh.
Was I off Friday?
No, you weren't.
Oh, I worked. No, you worked, but you came home at
Yeah.
3.
No, I was off. I forget. See, was that good? I even forgot what the hell I did on Friday.
No, he was home because I was talking to him from the Philly
Yeah.
airport.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
Well, why'd you stay home and I had to go to work?
I don't know, but I forget.
That's not nice.
Roll the dice, baby.
Friday she worked. I was off. Saturday we went to the RV show in Lakewood.
That's right.
So
How was that?
'cause we're still a couple years out from changing
Those things are
lifestyles and
big.
stuff.
I'm kind of
but,
afraid. Like
so-
if we get a fifth wheel, I'm kind of afraid.
although she's like, "Oh, I like this one and this one," and she's like, she sent me one. The one that we really liked is a 44-foot long fifth wheel.
That's
And-
almost the size of a semi.
And then,
Right? I know.
And then she sent another one that was really nice, and that one's 4 feet longer. It was 48
I
feet.
didn't look
I'm
at
like,
the size. I just looked at.
I'm
what
like, the
was
one you
inside
sent me
of
is
it.
really nice, but they're getting longer.
I didn't look at that. I'm looking in the inside.
No
I'm
comment.
not looking at anything
No
else.
comments.
No
But
comment.
yeah, so we did that.
Yeah. Trade him in for a longer one.
So at first we were like, when we started looking last year, we were like, moving them right along, moving right along. We were looking at Class A's.
Brought to you by the sponsors of Blue Chew.
And
Oh Lord.
so I think we are set if we do get one,
He's still going on.
a fifth wheel. So
Yeah.
they just, give you the bang for
If I
big
had to
bang
help
for the
him
buck.
back
I guess.
up, I'd say you
Hang on. Hang on. Hang on.
Yeah.
Add at least $72,000 to the price of that fifth wheel for the truck that has to pull it.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
Yep. I know.
Don't be one of those people that buy one of the trucks that won't pull it and then end up buying.
Oh no,
three
I know we're gonna go like 350 or whatever with a dually back wheels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
There you
so
go.
make sure we got enough towing capacity and whatnot. But
Yes.
So So we did that. It started out nice here, and then as we got closer, because it is a little bit closer to the Jersey Shore, it started getting cloudy, and then it dropped like 5 degrees from like 62 down to 55, and it was east wind and it was chilly, but we still made the most of it, walked around. And then there's a location. We had met a gentleman at the Cryptids. We had Bill on last week, I believe it was, from the Cryptid and Paranormal. So we had met a gentleman at the event last year where they were located, John, from the Parlor in Keyport, New Jersey. Very historical, town. And they had an oddities and, kind of shop. And we've been wanting to get up there. And so we decided, spur of the moment, let's head up there, because it was only like a additional 30-minute drive for us.
Oh, nice.
So we went up there, and unbeknownst to, you tell the funny story. We hear John walking in the front door.
Yeah, he's talking to John, and I see Kara behind John, and I'm staring at Todd. He's not saying anything. I'm like, let's see how long it takes you to realize that Kara's behind you.
So evidently, hey, Raul, how are you? Thanks for being there. Evidently, yeah, Kara and Gail from 9 Lives, we ran into them. And we honestly, it was just, pure luck that we ran into them. They were there because they're friends with them. 9 Lives, they're doing the Hollow Paracon down in Galloway, Stockton University. So they're all kind of tied in and sponsoring and, collaborating and stuff like that. So it was just a nice afternoon. We got to sit and chat with them. And then and what did we do Sunday?
We didn't do anything.
I'm done talking.
We didn't do anything, did
I
we?
know. I'm trying to.
I'm like, what are you trying to say? Dementia
I like
set
to
in?
talk.
I don't remember.
No, I just like to talk, so I'm trying to let you talk a little.
Because there was nothing. That's what I said, like, we talked about nothing.
Nothing.
We didn't do anything.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. We just did the stuff. Family.
We did a lot of family stuff. We had a day date. We went to the Toledo Zoo and went to I've been wanting to go to the Museum of Natural History that ProMedica does. We have a membership to the Toledo Zoo. Everywhere we go, we had a membership in North Carolina to the zoo. We had a membership in Phoenix to the zoo. We support the zoo, right? We like animals. We're animals.
Your animals.
They don't cage me when I'm there, but so we went to the Toledo Zoo. We went to the Natural History Museum, and funny enough, the one thing that Audra and I don't like is creepy crawlies and snakes.
Me either.
Now, I'm not deathly afraid of snakes. I just don't like snakes. I don't like things that can crawl that fast with no legs. I just don't like it. And I grew up in Arizona. 37 years of my life was spent in Arizona. There were snakes everywhere.
Yeah.
Just don't like snakes. Well, guess what they have at the Natural History Museum?
Snakes.
So we go through and they have these big plastic things, and it's really neat. And it's like, hey, here's a big mammoth, right? And here's what a tiger from the prehistoric era looks. The white tiger looks like compared to today. I'm like, oh, this is cool, but it's all this huge plastic concrete things. And then we go upstairs, and downstairs, we see this door that says the Prairie Exhibit. We're like, oh, cool, prairie. Little cute little prairie dogs running around. Right? No. So as we're going through the prairie door, this lady and her stroller with her baby, she's freaking out, and she's like, there was a snake. And I'm like, what? And I look through the window, and it's a 3-foot garter snake, right? No big deal. So we go in, and the sidewalk is this high above the prairie, and there's all these 3-foot, 4-foot garter snakes running around, and turtles. There's no cute little prairie dogs.
Oh no!
I'm not afraid of a garter snake, but the last thing I want is the damn thing crawling around my leg, right?
Yeah.
So we decided to go upstairs. Well, upstairs is the arthropod.
Yeah.
And the snake exhibit. And the snake exhibit is every snake you could possibly think of that's poisonous in the world. In the entire world. King cobras, vipers, pit vipers, the rhino vipers, which are the coolest looking snake in the world, but Chris ain't touching it. It's not going anywhere near it. The best part is Audra lived in Arizona for 30 years. I lived in Arizona for 37 years. The biggest exhibit was the
rattlers,
the desert rattlesnake. And I'm like, okay, they've got 1 or 2, diamondback rattlesnakes, right? No, they had 11. They had 11 in one little 10 by 10 enclosure. And I'm like, what in the hell is this?
Oh my.
Why?
Yeah, why?
Let them be free.
So if you go to my Facebook page, I posted
Yeah.
pictures. 90% of the pictures is flipping snakes.
And,
Crystal Lake. So by the time we left, we both had the creepy crawlies, and, the roaches and the spiders and the snakes, and it was like, it was cool.
Yeah, no, thank you.
so you kind of sound like a little bit of Indiana Jones. Why did it have to be snakes?
Why does it have to be snakes?
It was.
Why does it have to be
A lot.
Nope.
Remember who gave the apple to Eve, right?
Mhm.
They started out as evil. What makes you think they changed?
No.
I just don't like anything that can move that fast with no legs. I just don't.
Yeah, no.
Yep.
And then Sunday we went over for Sunday dinner with the fam. So
Always.
It's always a good time, Sunday dinner with family.
but the good news is on Saturday in Toledo we have what's called the Mortuary Manor. Look it up on Facebook.
I'm like, what?
It is a mortuary museum in downtown Toledo that's haunted. The best part is I got in contact with the operations manager, and he's going to be on the show to talk about Mortuary Manor in downtown Toledo, where you can book an investigation. But it is also an Airbnb, and it's also a place where you will see in the future Chris and Audra and Todd and Carmela. I didn't change her name because you weren't on last week.
No, where is she? I just said that. Where's Audra?
Yeah, that's all.
But you will see a future investigation from Stay Haunted, 222, Beyond the Voices at the Toledo Mortuary Manor. But we will also have them on as a guest so he can talk about it. So it is a great place to go down and investigate.
Absolutely.
So
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
that's what we did.
Awesome.
Very cool.
And now we have two
Like in
amazing, two amazing guests.
We do.
Yes,
we
we
do.
So tonight is a really special show. So not only are our guests paranormal investigators, but they do a really freaking cool thing. I am a diehard dog lover. You show me a dog and you turn Chris into the biggest baby on 2 feet. And people that know me personally, Chris is not a baby. Chris is the old, rough, tattooed, old school type person until you put
He came into our house and he
Run him.
saw Lucy and went, "Boop, boop, boop, boop." He talked like a little baby.
Oh, and that's what I also did this week. I was in New Jersey for work, and I got to see Todd and Carmela this
Oh,
week.
that's right.
And I got to see
Lucy.
So
He turned into like a little 5-year-old with
Oh,
Lucy.
yeah. When it comes dogs and old people with me. So, guys, tonight we have Tim and Lauren Maile from Murray's Legacy. Murray's Legacy is a beautiful story about love, hope, and redemption. In early 2007, severe depression caused Tim to attempt to take his own life. Sorry to hear about that. Murray, Tim's loving rescue pup, saved him. Tim has been investigating the paranormal since 2008 and appeared on Paranormal Witness. Through that platform, he is inspired to create, see if I can do this, Pawtographs for Pooches, a nonprofit raising money for local animal shelters and rescues in Murray's honor. Tim and Murray started with photographs signed and pawtographed, pun intended, by the two of them. Pawtographs has since expanded to hosting exclusive events, attending conferences where all ticket and merchandise sales are donated to area shelters and rescues. To date, Pawtographs has raised $143,000 throughout the United States and into Canada. The mission of Pawtographs is to spread love, hope, and inspiration with topics of self-love, mental health awareness at the forefront. Guys, everybody say hello to paranormal investigators and doggy lovers, Tim and Lauren.
Yay!
You beat me to it.
Yeah,
Man.
thanks.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
No, we really appreciate having you guys on, and when we booked you, I kind of knew the event was coming up, but didn't realize it was going to kind of coincide to having you guys on, the weekend, a couple days before the event. So it's kind of we're honored to have you guys on and be able
Yeah,
to.
thanks for hanging with us. That's amazing.
So
Well, we appreciate you having us on, and it's kind of a busy week, but the more we can get the story out there, the better.
Yep.
So everybody, unfortunately, Tim has a head cold, but he wanted to make sure that he got on tonight.
He does. He doesn't normally sound like this.
So I want to start out. So on the paranormal side, how did you guys start investigating, and how did you guys start investigating together? Let's start with that, and then we'll get
about
to
how you got first, and then I'll take over.
I started investigating just because I was interested as a child, having experiences, and started attending like paranormal conferences, joined teams to travel across the country to find the ghosts. And then I just happened to meet Tim at one of those conferences.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, she wouldn't leave me alone. So here we are. I have a different origin story. Growing up, the paranormal wasn't a thing in our family. Bought a house in 2006, and within days, I was hearing footsteps and voices in that house, and I would actually sit on the couch in the living room and hear something walking from bedroom to bedroom upstairs. And I was 31, and I'd never dealt with anything paranormal.
Oh,
So that was my first my first experience with the paranormal. I didn't really think about investigating the paranormal for quite a long time. I was watching ECW wrestling one night, and a commercial for Ghost Hunters came on, and I was blown away. I was so naive. I didn't know people went and looked for this stuff. Through that show, I realized that there were teams in my area. I contacted some of those teams, and they didn't get back to me. So eventually, in January 2008, I started Fox City's paranormal team. And the goal there has always been to help families, because I didn't want a family reaching out to another team and not getting a return email and feeling like they weren't worth their time. So 300 plus residential investigations later,
Wow.
doing this for 18 years now. It's basically become my life, and through that platform, you said it in the beginning, I was on Paranormal Witness years and years and years ago. But that one appearance gave me the opportunities to speak at paranormal conferences, and I took that opportunity, and I tried to make the best of it and do something good with it.
Very cool.
that is fantastic. So, guys, I know we normally focus around the paranormal, but I want to focus tonight on Murray's. What was it called again?
Murray's Legacy.
Murray's Legacy.
Yeah.
Sorry. I normally keep it up here so I don't make myself look stupid like that, but I guess the opportunity arose, so I took it. So I want to talk about Murray's Legacy. Like I said, dogs to me they're angels to me. I mean, there's not a thing on the planet that is happier to see you when you come home than if anybody that doesn't own a dog. And if you don't like dogs, sign out now. Go away.
No.
To me, it's just angels, spirits that haven't been born yet. They're just a true light in the world, and anybody that mistreats a dog needs to be beat to death with a stick. But talk to us about Murray's Legacy.
Murray's Legacy really comes from the fact that when I was at my lowest moment, Murray came into that room and rested his head on my arm and snapped me out of it. If he hadn't come in that room that night, I wouldn't be here. I firmly believe that. And I've spent the last 19 years trying to thank him for that second chance at life. Like I said, I started getting more opportunities within the paranormal field, and it's a waste to not do anything with that table. So I started doing just photos of Murray and I, and he would Pawtograph them, and I would personalize them at the event. Very meager beginnings, but eventually there were some events that got behind the idea and wanted to promote the fact that we were there to raise money for their local animal shelter. A good friend of mine, John Cassidy, ran Little Traverse Bay Parafest in Petoskey, Michigan for years and years. And that was the first event that really started to promote the fact that we were going to be there raising money for the local shelter.
Oh, nice.
And through that event, John convinced me that we should do our own event with all proceeds going to the shelter. And I didn't think that would ever work, but it did. we sold it out, and we started to raise bigger amounts of money at events. And we got more and more popular with Pawtographs, and really the reason I started it is because I wanted to create a legacy for Murray. I wanted people to remember him long after he was gone, and he passed away in 2019. So I think we're doing okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
His legacy is pretty much set. We just got to continue, but got some great opportunities within the paranormal. Started Pawtographs Parafest. The first one, I guess, officially was in 2020, but we started doing events on a bigger scale in 2018, 2019. And here we are, 4 days away from Pawtographs Parafest 7 in Houghton Lake, Michigan. And it just so happens to be on Murray's 20th birthday.
Oh,
So
Wow.
a very, very special weekend for me. I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself. I want it to be perfect. We're filming a documentary that weekend that's going to air on Stream Beacon TV. And I want the weekend to be perfect, but I'll settle for really good at this point. And really, I'm looking forward to when we're done with the event, if I'm being honest.
Completely
Mostly
understand.
because there is so much pressure.
I was just gonna say, lots to do. Yeah.
I'll try to enjoy it as it's happening. But usually after the event is over, that's when the moment hits me. And, I realize, what we were able to accomplish. And, it's always Murray's story. Without Murray, there is no story.
Right.
So excited to get there and maybe share the story with folks that haven't heard it before. And along the way, maybe touch lives that we didn't know we could touch, and make a difference in somebody's life while we're raising money for animals. And the reach for Murray, I don't even think I realize how big that reach is. I've had people reach out to me from the United Kingdom, from Canada, telling me that they've heard about Pawtographs for Pooches, Murray's legacy. And the amount of money we've raised and the shelter animals that we've helped, it's just sometimes to think about it's a little overwhelming. But just really proud. And if I'm being honest, I hope he's proud too.
Oh,
No, I'm sure you.
yeah, I can't imagine him not being. That's awesome.
This is what year? So this will be the 7th year that you're doing this, or?
Yeah, it'll be the 7th year.
So
This is Lauren's 3rd as a part of the event, and it's weird because when we met, I was ready to stop doing Pawtographs,
wow.
and we were probably 3 or 4 months into knowing each other, and she looked at me and said, "Well, if you had somebody that would help take the stress and anxiety away, and take on some of the responsibility, would you keep going forward, in your dream for Murray?" And that's why we're here. And in some of the moments where it is really stressful and overwhelming, I like to remind her that this is her fault that we're still doing this.
Very lovingly, but I.
That's right.
Yeah.
I love you, but this is all you.
So I want to. This is just my personal belief that in a sense, maybe that was Murray's way of kind of, him bringing Lauren into your life to kind of, maybe sensing or knowing that maybe you were thinking about not continuing on with Pawtographs or whatever. Maybe that's, whatever you believe of the universe and karma and stuff like that, we believe in that, everybody's paths cross for a reason. And, I think maybe that Mary had a hand in that, of having you, Lauren come across you 3 years ago, like you said. And, so it's interesting. So how, Lauren, how do you help kind of balance? Do you kind of, when you're preparing for the Pawtographs, how do you fit into the scenario as far as,
Like,
task
what are you
wise, I
doing?
guess,
Would you say I'm like your administrative
Now.
assistant?
She's
Like,
Be really
like Sarah,
careful how you
secretary.
say that, Tim.
you know,
really-
I'm handling all of the vendors and sponsorships and more of like the on paper stuff.
Yeah,
I
a lot of
think.
the behind the scenes
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, she's much more
So-
patient answering questions from everybody than I am. It gets to be 4 days from the event and everybody has a question. And when you multiply that by 30 people, and they all mean well, they just, they want the event to go as well as it can also. But
Right.
yeah, she's been a godsend when it comes to that stuff and just kind of keeping me out of the loop on that because it's a lot of the stuff that really was overwhelming and stressful. And I could see that it's stressing her out a little bit this year too, but she handles it much better than I do.
Again,
So-
this is my
So it's in Houghton, Michigan. Where are you guys located?
The event is in Houghton Lake, Michigan. There's a Houghton, Michigan, but that's in the Upper Peninsula. So it's in Houghton Lake, Michigan. We're in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Oh wow, okay.
So it's about a 6-hour drive for us. A lot of people wonder, why it's a big event in Michigan and not Wisconsin. To put it bluntly, Wisconsin is not quite as open with the paranormal as Michigan can be. And Michigan has always really been there for Pawtographs. It's where our most successful events have been. It's where our biggest following is. And when we were talking about doing a big event every year, it just made sense to do it in Michigan. And it's proved to be a really good choice.
We met in Michigan.
Yeah. We met at Michigan Paracon, and I lost the name. But
Melissa.
Melissa said that she was at the same event that we met at, and I've met Melissa a few times. So
But that's where we wholeheartedly believe that Murray probably had a play in this because it's like Michigan was 6 hours away.
Yeah.
And then we met in the casino bar and realized we only lived 30 minutes from each other and met on the 25th, and that's Murray's birthday.
Oh.
So
If that's
yeah,
not a
there's just
sign,
a
I
lot
don't
of
know what it is.
coincidences.
Signs, yeah. So that's
Synchronicity.
near Traverse City, right?
what's that?
Is that where the event is at, near Traverse City?
Yeah, it's about an hour and a half south of Traverse City.
Okay.
Okay.
I only know that because that's where I got to go to pick people up at the airport.
It's a beautiful area.
Yeah, we're not far. We're
Yeah, 3 hours.
we're just south of Toledo, so we're not far from that.
Yeah, it sounds like you might be taking a road trip Saturday.
Very possible.
Traverse
We
City.
do have some people coming from Ohio.
Nice.
We're in
I-
Columbus, But we're-
New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Columbus, New
Little
So
different.
if you left today,
Yeah.
If you left today, you'd make it on time.
We can do it.
I posted your website in the chat, and I just posted your Pawtographs Parafest 7 on 4 different Facebook platforms. So
Thank you.
Nice.
Definitely get the word out. So what does it mean to you when you're planning these, when you're planning the photographs, and how does it, I'm trying to think of, how does it make you feel, in the moment, but then when you have a chance to reflect at the end, how does that make you feel? And I obviously proud, I'm sure, and excited and happy that you're keeping Murray's legacy alive, and because he obviously helped you out in a very low point in your life. Can you just kind of talk a little bit about that and how that kind of, the actual meeting between you and Murray kind of occurred?
Well, I'll cover how it makes me feel first. I cry a lot on those weekends. For a long time, excuse me, for a long time, they were sad tears. Because Pawtographs really took off after I met him, or after he passed, I'm sorry. And I wish he was here to see it. I wish he was here to be a part of it. He was at some events, and He was a ham, but just really proud. Happy tears now. I think about him all the time. I talk to him all the time. Did you ask how I met?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I moved into my house that had the paranormal activity, and I had always wanted a dog, and it was my first opportunity to actually get a dog, and I wanted a yellow lab. So I looked on petfinder.com, and I found a yellow lab pit bull mix, and he was beaten badly and rescued from that home. It took some convincing. The shelter did not want me to come and see him because the person that did that to him was a man, and by all accounts, he didn't like men.
Right.
And something about the pictures of him told me I need to meet him. And I finally convinced them to let me come see him. And they sat me on the ground in this long hallway, just a hallway full of kennels. And they let him out, and he went the wrong way. And if you were ever fortunate enough to meet Murray, he never did anything right the first time. But they turned him and they pointed him in my direction, and the puppy that wasn't supposed to want anything to do with me ran to me and jumped into my arms.
Aw.
And in that moment, I knew that was my boy. I had no idea how important he would be to me, and quite honestly, the world. I didn't know what kind of difference he would make, and he has made such a difference in the lives of people, that come to these events and they hear the stories, and we talk a lot about mental health, and then the shelters that we get to help. There's so many animals that have been adopted out because of what we've done, and I'm really, really proud of that. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of sad tears, there's a lot of happy tears, and just a lot of pride. Not so much pride in, hey, look what we've done. Pride in him, because he had every right to not be friendly, not to be loving, and he never met anybody he didn't love. And with kindness, he changed the world, and we keep pushing that forward now and doing what we can to make sure people don't forget him.
So, Lauren, I want to ask you. So we know we can feel it, we can hear it, we can sense it with what Tim talks when he talks about Murray. What drew you to the cause?
So I've had Tim and I connected very quickly. Like even that weekend when we first started talking at Michigan Paracon, I've had a mental health diagnosis since the age of 7. So we were just able to really connect on that level and understand how each other's brains work. So then when getting to talk and learn to love Tim, I obviously quickly learned to love Murray because, I mean, I wouldn't know Tim if Murray wasn't here. And yeah, so. Yeah.
You can cry. It's okay.
I'm holding it in for the weekend.
Yeah. I got to save all my hydration for the weekend.
All right. We have so what Chris was talking about in the beginning, as far as our first pet when Carmela, because we can relate. We love pets. We have been together since high school. So our first pet that we had was a cat, and we loved that first our cat unconditionally. Maxine was her name. She was the pet cemetery cat. If you know, she was exactly the pet cemetery cat. She was wonderful. We loved her, but she had her moments. And then, we raised our 2 sons, and, we've had a couple dogs. We've had a Puggle and a German Shorthair. We currently have a German Shorthair, but that love that Chris talked about and the love that you talk about within Murray and how he touched your lives, that dog, that excitement when you open up that door, they touch your life in such a way that they just know. They sense your, if you're having a good day, a bad day, and if you're having that bad day, when you open up that door and you come home from work, they literally just they take your stress away. and that's a beautiful thing. And you honoring Murray's legacy, both of you honoring Murray's legacy is a beautiful thing. It's amazing work that you guys are doing. We just met you, just walking around the Battlefield Bash last year. So, but having watched your talks on a few occasions on your Monday nights, and then just watching, going through your social media and seeing the lives that Murray's is, like you talked about, has touched, is it's hard not to get choked up and emotional about the cause and the great things that you guys are doing. So,
Can I get a golden retriever now that you're mushy?
yes, anything you want, honey. Yes.
Oh, you offered the live. You heard it, right?
Yeah.
You heard it. He said yes, boys.
Yes.
Boys.
That's
Boys.
right.
Dad said I can get a golden retriever.
The boys, the 23-year-old son and the 21-year-old son are frantically now looking for
Golden retriever.
golden retrievers.
Now, they brought Lacey home because we put down both of our dogs.
We had to
and
say
it was,
goodbye. Yeah.
Yeah. So then he's like, I don't want another animal. No, no, no. And then they showed up, surprise, with another German short hair pointer. He was so angry. But then he saw her and he's like, oh, she's cute.
They just have that effect on you.
Yeah, hard to turn one away.
She is an awesome dog. I've only met her twice. But when I showed up on Tuesday, she went apeshit. It was awesome. It was like, Uncle Chris is here. Woohoo! She was going nuts. She let the bruise. She was so excited she let the bruise on my shin.
Did she come running right at you?
Yeah.
She did. She's an awesome dog.
Guns a-blazing.
You will never hear me talk bad about a dog.
Nope.
You might hear me talk bad about its owner. You'll never hear me talk bad about a dog. Ever, ever, ever.
They're awesome.
So talk a little bit about the event itself. What do you,
That's where I was going next.
what are some of the things that you have planned when you're planning for it, as far as
Who's
guests?
going to be
Who's
there?
going to be there? You have an awesome lineup.
Thank you for putting that on the screen, because sometimes I forget people.
I'll leave it up there for you.
As you can see on the screen, we've got folks that you recognize, like Dustin Perry, Aaron Sagers, Shane Pittman,
Daniel Claus.
Scott Tepperman from Ghost Hunters International, and then you got Josh Purvis from Stream Beacon TV, Dan Class from the Hinsdale House, Scotty, Deb, and Christy will be doing a gallery reading Friday night. There's a Voices of Contact panel with Mary, RJ, Deb, and Mark on Saturday morning. Tim Ellis is our wonderful MC. Tim Rian making his first appearance as a speaker. Ryan Weffelmeyer also. And then Chris and Kelly Nielsen coming back, I think, for their second time. And you can see at the top there with Murray with his birthday hat on, getting ready to celebrate the event. But there's a very good chance this weekend we're going to pass $150,000 raised total in the time we've been doing this. And afterwards, we got a karaoke party planned, and really hoping that I can convince everybody to sing Rainbow Connection with us. If you've ever,
Do you
look at that.
Shirt?
That's so weird.
That's wild.
Look at my shirt.
It's a song that I used to sing to Murray all the time.
Can you see
Yeah,
it?
you
or
can
not
see
really?
it.
Look, the Rainbow Connection. I don't
And,
have it.
Now I sing it to him and I hold his urn. And it's just a very emotional song for me, and it just kind of feels like on his birthday we should all sing that to him,
Well, I'm gonna
and celebrate what we did that weekend. So those events aren't like a normal paranormal event. They're like a family reunion. We get the same people back every year, and 5 or 10 of them will bring a friend, so the group keeps growing.
Yeah.
And we try to make sure everybody has a great time. Just a lot of hugs that weekend. If you're not into hugging, you can just push people away. It's okay. It's a really emotional weekend for everybody. And we talked about why Michigan, why we go there. Michigan kind of put their arms around Pawtographs and didn't let it fail. It's the best way I can describe it. And I kind of feel like we owe Michigan that event, and everybody that comes to that event every year. It's just real special for all of us. Selfishly, it's the most special for me. I got to share Murray with the world when he was alive, and when he passed away, there were a lot of people that grieved, but nobody grieved harder than I did because that was my boy.
Oh my gosh.
But knowing the difference that he made and knowing the smiles he puts on people's faces makes it all worthwhile, makes the stress and the anxiety worthwhile. Sometimes you don't believe it at the time, but just a special weekend. And I mentioned the bigger names that are at the event. Dustin Perry's been at 6 of these 7 events.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I'll name drop a little bit because Dustin's one of my best friends.
Yeah.
We met Dustin at an event in Columbia, PA, My Haunted Manor, and very, very, very gracious, genuine individual. When we
It's
met
one of
him.
those things where you meet him and you think he can't honestly be that nice of a person,
And
and then you get to know him on a friend level, and he's even more than that.
yeah,
I think he called me like 15 minutes after Murray passed. And I'll never forget that. We did an event in Ann Arbor years ago, and we had a blizzard, and we're talking 16 inches of snow. And I'm worried about people getting there, and John Zaffis's flight is delayed, and I'm thinking the whole event is falling apart. And Dustin's flight gets rerouted to Milwaukee. So instead of going home, Dustin rents a vehicle and drives in a blizzard for 6 hours to get to Ann Arbor.
wow.
In his words, I'm a warrior for Murray. So when you got people like that behind you and friends that'll do that for you,
Yeah.
it really makes the event special. And it makes it special because you know that those people understand why it's so special.
Right.
That's fantastic.
Tim, did you see my shirt?
I did.
It's the Rainbow Connection. Isn't that crazy?
And she didn't know.
And I didn't know.
And she
I
had
was going to
no
ask
clue.
if that was planned.
Nope.
No,
That was not planned.
No, I
No,
didn't
we're
know.
Disney people, so we love Disney, and we've been going to Disney forever, and we love the Muppets because we grew up on the Muppets and the Rainbow Connection. And
Sorry, I'm having a hot flash.
you're good.
I'm having a hot flash. Not
It
Disney
happened.
related.
Not Disney related.
Yeah.
But
That's awesome.
the just real quick, and I was just thinking about this. I mean, it's the 7th year that you're doing this Pawtographs, and think about it. I mean, you're hopefully you guys are going to pass hopefully $150,000. That's kind of mind-boggling, for in a 7-year period to have raised $150,000 to for shelters and stuff like that, the animal shelters. That's mind-boggling.
Well,
when you really think about
technically
it.
we started in 2013, but we didn't start doing the big events
Right, but still,
until
okay.
recently.
Yeah.
I think one of the slides that we have, when Murray passed in 2019, we had raised $40,000. So we've raised $103,000 since he passed in the last
Yeah,
7 years.
still. I mean, that's still
Um,
that's huge.
It's
It is.
it's one of those things that I don't really allow myself to look back at it and pat myself on the back. And I don't take compliments very well. So, but I also understand the magnitude of it, and I realize, what we've done. But also, I think as a part of depression, anxiety, and suicidal thoughts, you're never really truly satisfied. You're always looking for something to keep you moving forward, something to make you look forward to something. And I really struggled when we went over 100,000 because everybody was so happy and we were all celebrating, and then it hit me that night. I'm like, well, what now? And here we are, a few years later. We got a chance for 150. It's special. It really is. I don't know. Maybe there might be a quiet moment when we get home. where I'll kind of just sit there and maybe hold his urn, and as a family, we'll just reflect. But I don't know. We'll figure it out when it happens.
Do you have another dog?
We
That
do.
was my
Or two?
I had done an event for a senior and hospice facility in Michigan,
Oh.
and they brought a dog to the event, and she was 10 at the time. And while I was sharing my chicken nachos with her, the lady that ran the shelter came over and said, "You can take her home." And I was always really protective of Murray with that. He was getting older, and I didn't want him to be uncomfortable. But something told me do it, and I put Molly in the car and drove 7 hours. And her and Murray were best friends for the year and a half they were together. Molly passed in 2021, but in between there, after Murray had passed in 2019, one of the shelters I've worked with in Wisconsin contacted me, and they said, "We got pit labs coming up from Alabama. Here's the pictures of all of them. Pick the one you want."
Wow.
In the meantime, a very nice friend, a very good friend, a great medium of mine. I screwed that up. Great friend of mine, great medium, April Rowan, had got a hold of me, and she said, "Murray's excited that you're going to get a puppy, but he needs you to know that he can be the only boy." So I went back and I looked at the females in this litter of puppies, and one of them had his exact markings when he was a puppy. And I said, "That's got to be the one." And I named her Ray. Whereas Murray was the smartest dog I've ever owned. Didn't have to really tell him anything. He just knew, like on a level that I've never experienced. As smart as Murray is and was, Ray is equally as dumb. And Lauren can attest to that. She's not a smart dog, but she's a sweetheart, and I love her so much. And she's kind of my connection to him.
That's very cool.
Having that, because she was born 12 days after he passed.
Oh.
We do have Daisy.
Yeah, we also have Daisy.
That's awesome. I want to share a personal story of ours. We had a rescue. Long story short, which never happens with me.
No.
We went to my ex-boss's father's funeral in Phoenix, and we stopped at Fashion Square Mall, and we had a couple margaritas.
Couple.
And we had just lost our boxer, and Audra's like, "I'm not getting another dog. I don't know if I could do this again. I can't take the hurt." And a couple
we had her.
Oh, that was before. Yeah, he was getting older.
Yeah, he was old though.
And I wanted a second dog, and she's like, "She's absolutely not. I'm not doing it. No." So after a couple margaritas, she's looking for a Veda shampoo. Well, we decided to stop by the puppy store, and in the puppy store, it wasn't the breeders. They had some rescues.
Yeah, it wasn't your normal like.
It was a rescue. Yeah, it wasn't a breeder.
Shop.
It was a rescue.
It was a rescue.
And we found what would later name be a Veda, because that's the shampoo she was looking for.
I got my shampoo and my dog.
Yeah. And she's like, "I have to take this dog home. I have to take this dog home." And I'm like, you do what you got to do. I'm not going to say yes or no, because I don't want you to blame me later. Fast forward ahead, we moved to North Carolina 6 years later.
Yeah, not even.
We went to Gettysburg Battlefield Bash, and we left both of our puppies with, not puppies, dogs, with the dog sitter. We come home and Aveda's deathly ill. We don't know what caused it. We think it was cancer onset really fast. We didn't know she had it. She didn't last 3.5 days. Nope. But the reason I bring this up is on Tuesday morning, she had been deathly ill for a couple days. I'm standing there getting ready for work, and she comes walking up to me. And at that point, she was my dog. Well, when Mama wasn't around. She hadn't moved in 2 days. She had been laying in bed, couldn't move. We'd
Trying to
taken her
force feed
to
her water,
Yeah.
take her to the vet, trying to do whatever we could.
6:30 in the morning. She comes up to me and she sits at my feet, and I was like, "Oh my God, she moved. She hasn't moved in 2 days." And she just looked up at me, and I reached down and I petted her head and I said, "It's okay if you're tired. You can rest now." And she literally laid at my feet. I had to put her
On a blanket.
on a blanket and carry her into the living room. And 30 minutes later, I was sitting there petting her head, and Audra was in the kitchen trying to get a hold of the vet. And she looked up at me, and I looked at Audra, and I went, "You need to come over here now." And she's like, "What?" And I'm like, "She's leaving." And so we're both sensitive. The biggest moment is when Audra came over, we were both sitting there petting her. I actually felt her leave. And it was a profound moment for me because we experience that with human spirits in locations that we go out and investigate because we're both sensitive. I've never experienced it with something I cared about so deeply. And I literally felt her and saw her go. The sad part is her sister, who we still have, who's laying on the floor behind us now. I covered her up, all but her head. About 20 minutes later, we're sitting there, we're crying, right? And Bailey comes walking over, and I went, "Bailey, Sissy's gone." She walked over, she sniffed her, and I swear to God on my life,
God's honest truth.
God's honest truth, she sniffed her, she licked her, she grabbed the blanket.
Grab the edge of the blanket,
And
delicately with her teeth.
just very lightly, very delicately,
And
pulled it over
her
Sissy's
head.
face and said goodbye.
It was the weirdest thing.
It was the weirdest thing ever, but the connection between humans and dogs will never, ever, ever
Very cool.
be comparable to cats. Sorry. Cat lovers out there, I love
we have
you.
cats too, so
Agreed.
say-
Yep.
we got
What?
cats too.
That was a profound moment in our life to where you will never, ever, ever tell me that anything replaces the love of a dog.
No.
Never, ever, ever. And with that, I want to share this picture here.
Sweet baby.
That was I took him to a baseball game. It was Bark at the Park, and he made a girlfriend that day. She so happened to be a golden retriever,
See?
and he was in love. But the greatest thing that happened that day is they go around the outside of the warning track in the outfield, and they got the Bratzuka, and they're firing these brats into the crowd. And the last one, I could see they're aimed right at us. And I'm standing up and I'm holding Murray's leash. And sure enough, the brat just fires into the air and it's coming right towards me. And I didn't react until the last second. And I just put one hand up and I caught it. And I unwrapped it and I shared it with Murray. We each had about a half of that brat. And the rest of the game, he kept looking into the sky for the sky.
Where's more brats? I need more brats.
He was so impressed by this brat that it fell out of the sky.
Very cool.
That for the rest of the game, that's all he wanted to do was just search for more food. But that is one of my greatest memories with him because I just remember how happy he was that day. Like it's just there are times when I'm just like, did I do enough for him? And I know I did, but my brain likes to mess with me. But yeah, thank you for putting that picture up there because that one brings the happy tears. Now, if I get dehydrated on Saturday, it's your fault.
It's our fault. Well, you can blame me because I found that on I think it was your Instagram, and I just sent that to Chris, and I'm like, oh, you got it. So you can blame me.
All your fault.
I was getting ready to ask you what your one of your fondest memories was of Murray. So
That's a pretty damn good one.
that's
That's
a pretty
pretty
damn good one. So,
So we've got 2 minutes left. Let's talk about the event this weekend. Where can people buy tickets?
You can go to Pawtographsforpooches.com, get your tickets at the event tab. There's also, if you go to my social media, you'll see the Eventbrite direct link where you can get tickets, or they're at the door. You can come to Lakeside Resort in Houghton Lake, Michigan, and purchase at the door. All proceeds go to Roscommon County Animal Shelter.
So really quick, just to let everybody know, if you're in the area, I want to give you the forecast so you know.
Never know springtime in this part of the world.
sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah.
Sunshine and rainbows, always in this area.
Sure.
We live in Toledo. Don't tell me that crap.
We actually prefer if it rains because then people will want to come indoors.
Yeah, absolutely.
Saturday is supposed to be partly cloudy and 61 degrees. Now, for those of you that live in the warmer parts of the country, that might be cold to you, but to us, that's swimming weather.
That's not bad.
Glorious.
Yeah.
You also have an event in June, correct?
Actually, we've got bad news on that one. That one just got canceled.
Oh,
Everybody disregard that one, Kristen.
Yeah. But if you got the one in Green Bay, yeah, that one's better. That's a better one. We do have one in September that we're doing, the Pawtographs Packerland Paranormal Conference, September 26th. And then along the way, we've also got Gettysburg Battlefield Bash, the Ascension Con in Michigan. So we got a few more this year where we're going to get together and tell Murray's story and raise some money for the animals.
Nice.
awesome.
That's fantastic.
Now I will before we say our goodbye, good evenings for the and the show. I understand. I got to give you a little props. I understand that you're a Michigan fan.
Okay. Goodbye. Good night.
Having family from Ohio, my mom, my grandmother, my mom being born in Cincinnati, we're Ohio State fans, but I will give you a little, Michigan won the.
All right, that's enough.
That's enough.
Hey, you're a bigger man than me. I can't say anything nice about Ohio State.
Todd, be really careful what you say.
All right.
I'll give you some love. My mom's family is Michigan. My stepfather is Ohio. So believe me, our household is lots of fun during game time. But no, I'm a Michigan girl at heart, actually. So.
But I will tell you, the day after Thanksgiving, we all go to Doc Watson's in downtown Toledo for the Michigan-Ohio State game.
It's a good time.
And Chris likes to stir up the Michigan fans.
Well,
No
for
offense.
years and years, it was not a good game.
No.
I mean, as a Michigan fan, I can't rewrite history. Ohio State did hand us our butt years and years and years in a row.
Mhm.
So it was nice to get them a few times. And now that they got the NIL and everybody can pay their players legally, I think it evens the playing field. And we'll see. I don't know how. I expect Michigan to be good, but Ohio State is going to also be good. So it'll be a good game.
It'll be a good game.
That is the kindest I've ever talked about Ohio.
It is, and I even have her trained. She doesn't even say Ohio State. She just says Ohio.
Ohio.
Well, I will say, and not to dig up anything, you guys have some rebuilding to do after your coach's little controversy. But
yeah.
but then again, there's Murray.
Yeah, and there's Murray.
That's awesome. Well, do me a favor. Tell us where everybody can find you, where they can donate
Your
to
website.
Pawtographs, where they can donate to save some of these precious little things that are angels that just get mistreated and need a good home to be loved.
You can find us on our social media, just Tim Maile, Lauren Maile. You can find us at Murray's Legacy, Tim and Lauren, a new chapter. And then Pawtographsforpooches.com is where you can go to that homepage. There's the donate tab right there. It'll take you to a PayPal link, and whatever you donate goes to Roscommon County Animal Shelter. If you feel more comfortable with Venmo, My Venmo is at FCPT Tim. And like I said, all proceeds go to Roscommon County Animal Shelter. Just looking to make it a memorable weekend and help save some more homeless animals.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Great cause.
It is a great cause, and by all means, guys, make sure that you check out Tim and Lauren. Make sure you check out Murray's Legacy. Make sure that, guys, even a couple bucks makes a difference. I know with the economy the way it is right now, it's a little tough with everything going on with gas prices and stuff like that. It's a little tough, but at the same time, guys, remember, if it's not for people like us, some of these dogs just won't have anything to move forward with, guys. So, oh wait, let's see Lacey. Where
I know
She's not. We wondered
now
if
where
she was-
Uncle Chris is here.
Okay.
You know how much she bugs us, and now she's not. She's like, yeah, no.
Robbie's there.
Robbie's here. That's why.
So, guys, thank you, Tim and Lauren, for coming on. We
Yep.
appreciate everything that you guys are doing. Your message and your mission is phenomenal to us. It's near and dear to our hearts, and we appreciate you guys coming on and talking about it. We really do.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us, and it's good to get to know all of you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
me
me too.
All right, guys, remember, tune in next week for another Stay Haunted. Remember, guys, Stay Haunted is just not about going out and chasing and catching the evidence of the people that have gone in the afterlife. It's about what we've seen tonight, the message that we send every week. It's about making that connection, whether it's paranormal, whether it's people connection, whether it's friend connection, whether it's getting out and networking and making sure that we keep the paranormal positive. And this is exactly the example that we're talking about. Murray's Legacy is keeping the paranormal positive, keep the history positive, keep the world positive, keep the message positive, and make sure Murray's not forgotten. All right, guys, we will see you next week. Have a good night. Stay haunted.
Nice.